So what I am talking about today is why many failures are better than one quick win, okay? First of all, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and also clicking on the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. Reason being because, quite frankly, I just give away a bunch of stuff. I give away a bunch of knowledge. I give away a bunch of stuff that has worked for me and good perspective as you're running into your business, as you're starting to build your business. I've got years of perspective, you guys, years of perspective of what doesn't work and what does work and why. And then also the changing ecosystem, right? With marketing and with building your business in a way that isn't salesy, sleazy, and weird. So hi, I'm Martha. That's what I'm about. Okay. So also make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel because we give something away every week, right? One person that is both subscribed to the YouTube channel, comments on YouTube videos, and also shares the YouTube videos and tags me in it, one person every week is going to win something. So there's that too. So that ain't bad, guys. The reason why I say that many failures are better than one quick win is because oftentimes a quick win is actually, well, here, let's talk about my failures. Do you guys want to talk about my failures for a second? Let's start off with a quick story. So failures look like, well, being in the wrong jobs and stuff like that, okay? Those are some failures. But business failures looked like we had a digital, well, we were building websites at one point in the very beginning. That wasn't a failure. It just we didn't nurture it to take off. And then we had a magazine, a shelter animal magazine, which we created to be able to bring illumination to the fact that there were shelter animals in the area, gave them a story. People would adopt the animals based on the story, that whole thing. That wasn't even a failure. It just was break even, which doesn't, I mean, you're not building a business on a break-even model, and it was taking too much energy to put into it for a break-even model, so we were kind of driving ourselves crazy. So that was another one that could be a failure because it didn't, make profit. We'll say that. And then, but hey, what we gained from that was now first of all, I gained the fact that I can write. I didn't know I was a good writer before that. I would write the articles in the magazine. And of course, Mike was like, oh, those are awesome. You're a great writer, because he speaks life. That's what he does, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And then I just kept writing, right? And so that was where I found out that I was a writer. And number two, that's where Mike really cut his teeth on his graphic design. So now he's in what people would call God mode in Adobe. So he taught himself how to do all of that stuff. And it was all by necessity because it was he and I running that magazine. Just he and I. We created a magazine. We got advertisers. We even got GoDaddy to advertise in it for like 6 months or something like that. They had the back cover. So that was like a massive thing to be able to get advertisers and to do this whole magazine thing, the writing and the creating of it, like all of it. It was crazy, but it also gave us a working knowledge of what that industry is like. And so there was that, and that was a failure, but look at what we got out of it, right? And then we went into, what did we go into at that point? We went into opening our actual digital marketing agency. And that was born out of, okay, here's this magazine model, but we really want to be able to help the customers better, like the people that are paying for ads, because you can't really track a lot of data from magazine ads unless somebody's using a coupon code or something like that. But you're not able to track a lot of data that's coming from that. So you don't really know who it's going in front of, and you don't really know the conversion of what that is. And from a marketer standpoint, that's like, we need those numbers, So then we started our own digital marketing agency, and we were like, okay, we're going to be able to track this stuff now. Now it's not just the ambiguous data, ambiguous like just billboard stuff, but it's data. I can see who clicks on something. I can see who converts, right? I can see whether something's working or if it's not working. And so that was born out of the magazine, which looked like a failure. We also had a dog walking company, and we still do technically. It's just Mike's mom runs it. But that was born out of Mike just making a website one day, and then he liked the website, and he made a website for dog walkers. He was just practicing. And then he liked the website so much, he's like, why don't I just start this company? Hi, we're the Krejcis. This is just how we roll, okay? We have fun. We have fun with it. And so then we started that company, and then Mike was fully booked for like eons. And then eventually we're like, well, this isn't really scalable with the prices that we had anyway. And so his mom does it for extra money. And then we don't, what that moved into was also siphoned into the digital marketing agency. Because not only are we good with magazines and print, the Krejcis are also now good with websites, but also service-based businesses. We know how to get people to service-based businesses, right? Because we've done it. And so then we created that digital marketing agency, and that agency model helped so many companies. And then from that agency model is where we have moved into, and we're going back to the agency model. That's going to be like a resurgence of our agency model again, by the way, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that's coming. But the agency model then moved into a teaching and a coaching model. So I would be able to teach people how to do this stuff, right? Because that's how I could just run an agency forever and ever, amen. I would be fine just running an agency forever, and people would come to me and we would service them and all of that stuff, right? But it costs a certain amount to be able to do that because there's overhead. Well, then what if I turn around and I say, well, let me teach you, let me show you how to do it. And all of a sudden, now we've got the ripple effect. Now we change the entire world, which is our goal, right? So those looked like failures, could have looked like failures, but instead what we did is we gleaned something from every single one of those pieces. We made sure we were always in a growth mindset and that we weren't letting something just die and being mad about it, but we were saying, okay, we're on to the next step now, right? This was a step in the process. And as we're stepping through, we're gleaning what we need to glean. And remember this, that's not always just about business. Sometimes it's about the place that you work. Maybe you're 9 to 5 where you work. You're gleaning what you need to glean from that process. So I worked for a really large tech company, right? And I worked with people, small business owners. So I would talk to tens of thousands of small business owners all the time. All the while, I'm paying attention and I'm very present in the moment that I'm spending with them on the phone as I'm talking to them. And I'm matching them up with products from the tech company that we would be able to help serve them, right? Well, I'm also paying attention. I didn't know this was going to be my life 10 years from then. I didn't know that, but I was paying attention to what are their problems? What is going on in their world? What is hard for them to understand about what's going on here? And so I picked that up along the way, and it was all because I was so present and actually caring and paying attention to the people I was talking to. And so then I brought that with me. Listen, I know what the issues are. And so now I can help satisfy the problems that people had, right? It's as easy as that. So what my challenge to you right now is to pay attention, no matter where you're at in your business, in your journey. A lot of people, they get so stuck on the end goal that they completely devalue where they sit today, or they devalue where they sat before, right? I mean, there's even value in me as an alcoholic losing my job as a bartender. There's value there, right? So there's value in everything that we've been through. It's our job to understand what that value is and carry it forward. This is a growth mindset, right, guys? This is how we're able to be used in this world, is by understanding the value of what we went through, okay? So If we've gone through many failures, growth, if we've gone through a lot of growth before we get to a win, you are able to speak on that. And you know, I know it wasn't this because I did this before. I know it wasn't this because I had done that before. It was this. This was the difference. Because you can point out a difference so much more easily, and you can own that win so much more easily whenever you have growth behind it. Okay? So this is why I'm saying that many failures leading to a win is better than just a quick win. There's another thing to be said about the mindset of a quick win. The mindset of a quick win, so it's like that lottery thing. I talk about it every once in a while. When somebody wins the lottery, it's like the curse of the lottery. You win the lottery and then all of a sudden, like the person is like destitute a year later or something. And that's because they didn't have the mindset of a millionaire before they became a millionaire. Does that make sense? And so whenever they became a millionaire, it was like windfall. And it was like, oh my goodness, I'm just going to do all this crazy stuff, right? Instead of somebody, and then they also go through the worth stuff. The unworthiness of being here. Like I won this, but I didn't earn it. And so now I don't belong here. And it's not them. It's not the front of their mind that does that. Their conscious mind. It's not their conscious mind that does it. It's their subconscious, right? It's their subconscious that says like, oh my gosh, why are you here? Why do you have this stuff? You're only this kind of person, right? But if you have like that growth behind you, you know darn well you belong here. You know darn well you've been working for this. You know darn well this has been what you have been focused on. And so when you hit it, everything in you is like, yes, this is mine. This is mine, right? If you're not in HBR yet, what you would do is you would go to Livin the Dream with Martha. It's my Facebook business page. You're going to message me the words case studies, rainbows and unicorns, hey girl, hey, whatever you want to message me, makes no difference to me. We're going to have a short chat. I'm going to give you the details of the program, and you're going to say I'm in or I'm out. And either way is fine with me. I am not salesy, sleazy, and weird. I am not going to chase you around the internet. I'm not going to say, hey, but, hey, but, hey, but. I'm not going to do any of that. It's up to you, and you want in or you don't. And it's okay, but do understand that most people that don't jump in immediately will jump in within 6 months and say, man, I wish I would have done this a long time ago. Because then they're like, oh my gosh, this is serious business, right? You have group coaching for life. You have all the things you've never seen before. You've never seen a coaching program like this before because remember, disruptive. I'm disrupting the entire industry. Hi, I'm Martha, and that's what I do. I'm a little bit disruptive. I was first coined disruptive in 2nd grade when my desk was pushed away from everybody else's desk in the room. I was pushed back in the corner and labeled disruptive then. I saw it as a bad thing then, or I thought it was a bad thing, and I think my teacher wanted me to think that it was a bad thing, but now I understand the value of being disruptive. I see the current atmosphere, and I see the current environment, and I say, no, it can be better than that. It can be better than that. People can change. People can actually take courses and find success. Let's disrupt this thing. Let's change it into a way that people can start doing this, right?